In the past few years, the number one challenge for our companies operating in China is the uncertain bilateral relationship. They're very consistent. That's the top concern. And I think with the summit, the two leaders met in Beijing, and following the Busan meeting, and President Trump brought a large delegation with U.S. executives. That was a very, very positive for us. And I think the two sides also agree on this new framing, the so-called constructive strategic stability relationship. We're very happy to see that both sides agree to this new framing. As far as our companies, that was probably the most important outcome of the summit. The two sides didn't really have time really to sort out all the details, but what we understand that there will be commercial deals announced, and then plus some licenses to be issued by the Chinese side to our companies operating here. So all very positive. I do agree that the summit went very smoothly, partly because of mutual respect. And that's certainly one of the conditions that China would define the relationship is mutual respect to start. There are certainly many structural issues and differences between those two countries, but having mutual respect is a very good starting point. I firmly believe that these two economies are complementary to each other. So one growth area for our healthcare industry is to work with Chinese early stage drug developers. There are many of those very innovative, and they're very good at early stage R&D, and they can do this process at a very affordable cost, and also could greatly shorten the time. So this will be really a good example for a win-win partnership. It's already happening, but mostly with European automakers that have finally concluded that in the EV space, Chinese companies are way ahead of them. Traditional car makers like Volkswagen now are teaming up with Chinese companies. It will make perfect sense for US automakers to collaborate with Chinese EV makers who are actually very, very good, very innovative. So I think US automakers can learn a lot from these Chinese companies by teaming up, collaborating with them. So China will continue to sell more to the US than the other way around. So I think it will be hard to get the trade deficit down to zero from a good standpoint. But the U.S. enjoys a trade surplus in service with China. Again, it's complementary, and the U.S. consumers can enjoy affordable, good quality consumer products from China. So it's good for both sides. Then there are some bigger topics: AI, climate change, public health. Those are all global challenges that would need global solutions. Even as powerful as the United States, it would not be able to deal with that by itself. So AI, I think this is a totally new area. I'm very glad that the two sides have agreed to at least to set up a mechanism to work together on AI compliant governance, which is very, very important because we're talking about issue between mankind and the machines. So we need to have guardrails so that AI can help us instead of going out of control. I think it will be helpful for policymakers to come to China, or even other people, business leaders, to visit China. Once they visited China, they will have a much better, a nuanced understanding of China rather than just black and white.